The US has this unusual system, okay? Now, where this can actually make a pretty good amount of difference in your admissions. So, the US requires a profile. Is that important? Yes. The landscape is very competitive. So, and it's even more competitive for international students. That's what you guys will be if you apply to the US. So if we look at Harvard, UPenn, Brown, Johns Hopkins, Cornell, UC Berkeley, Vanderbilt, Notre Dame, Georgetown, Emory, sure, these are the overall total acceptance rates. Harvard is 3.4%, UPenn is 5.8%, Brown is 5.2%. And for international students, it's sometimes about only half of that. Whoa. So Harvard's international acceptance rate is under 2%. That's absolutely crazy. Okay. So all of these places represent a great accomplishment if you can get in. Now, we got to accept these lowering acceptance rates. Back when I applied, the overall acceptance rate was about 10%. And people thought that was crazy. They were like, it's too much. People are going to be too stressed out. Now, it's a third of that. And for international students, it's less than a fifth. Goodness. So, I would say as a side note, do we only focus on those top 10 Ivy League type unis? Nah, not at all. Okay. At Essai, we focus on what we call the tier one. It's about 20 unis and colleges. Harvard, Yale, Princeton, Stanford, MIT, but then other places, Carnegie Mellon, Williams, Johns Hopkins, these are super good. Overall acceptance rate is about 6.6%. We also love the tier two, absolutely adore it. UC Berkeley, UCLA, USC, Tufts, NYU, Emory, bring it on. These places are wonderful. Average acceptance rate about 13%. Weirdly, kind of double. Okay. And so, does having a good profile actually help? Well, when our students apply with an average SAT score, they're going to get into one of these 70% of the time. That's really good. That boost is the difference of the profile. Okay. Now, so we have all these great college acceptances over the years. I mean, and these are legit. These are actually where our students have gone. They've actually where our students have ended up. And this is just goes to show like our students, all of them, they end up in these very exciting places. Virtually no one doesn't end up in a great uni when they go through my system, simply because uh, you know, by the end of it, they get a great profile, they get a great application. So does having a good profile actually help? It really does. Okay. I think this is actually from a more recent year. I think this is this past year. We're getting better and better. When students have an average SAT score, last year they got an 87% of the time. Whoa. And even the people who get into the tier one, though sometimes it's possible to get in. If your profile is phenomenal, even if your SAT is no good, you can still get in. Okay. We do that about two-thirds of the time. So basically, what does this set up to? Meaning, when you hold all else equal with your school grades and your SAT, which are massively important, 75% importance, um, a thoughtful, developed, and personalized profile can be a crazy difference maker. Okay. So this is for the best unis in the world. That is what I specialize in. So what is a profile? Okay. A profile is a set of activities. That's all it is. These are activities that you technically will be putting on this one website called the Common Application. That's where you apply. All right. So this is it. On this one website, you're going to have to fill this one section. This is what this section says. Reporting activities can help colleges better understand your life outside the classroom. Now, examples of activities might include arts, clubs, community, hobbies, sports, all good. Okay. Do you have any activities you wish to report? When you say yes, you're about to give in your profile. So It's a chance to report all of our meaningful activities, and we need 10 of them. Okay. So this is literally part of the website. You get to give in 10 activities. That makes the number 10 super important. Okay. Anything else? Yeah. For every single activity on the list, we have to report the number of years you've done it. Ninth, 10th, 11th, or 12th. Not 8th, not 7th. The number of weeks per year and the number of hours per week. Okay? So this is literally what the form looks like. So that means you have to report the duration, that's the years and the months, weeks, and the number of hours, and the intensity, that's the number of hours per week. Like how long do you do it? And then maybe how much do you do it? Okay. So what does this tell us? Well, we can draw several important conclusions. We need 10 activities. Okay. The Common App gives 10 spaces on your list to give your activities, and that's no accident. We want long activities. The Common App literally requires you to put the engagement in terms of the duration, number of years, and number of weeks per year, and the intensity. That well, technically, intensity would be the weeks per year and the hours per week. And so then what are these activities? There's 7 types of activities. Okay. Summer school, those are great. I'm going to explain you that. A research paper, those are great. Social projects, we help with those all the time. Okay. School engagement, this is like contributing to choice. Okay. Being a leader at choice, that's so important. Academic enrichment, we literally have made a technology platform for this. It's called PIPMs. You guys are enrolled. That's amazing. Non-academic enrichment and internships. Literally, we have 7 different pillars of profile building. This is what I do. Okay, that is why my talk is called the 7 pillars of profile building. Now, I'm going to give you a little more info on each one. So what is a summer school? It's a structured subject-specific learning opportunity. This is true. That can be in person or online, credit bearing or pre-college, and graded or not graded. Basically, it's a summer school. Now, a research project, this is a subject-specific investigation of a social or scientific question, applying academic methods per the standard research project structure. A social project, this is targeted social service leadership, which needs to have a partner organization, a demographic that you help, some engagement things that you do, and some documentation just to record everything. Now, school engagement is literally joining, leading, or starting clubs which show engagement with your intended major, ideally. That would be like joining the eco club if you want to apply for eco. Then academic enrichment is participating in and potentially winning local, national, and international subject competitions. That's so nice. Second to last, non-academic enrichment, which is engaging, this is engaging in structured, ideally graduated, which just means level-based activities like sports, music, writing, debating, art, many things. And finally, internships. These are structured 1 to 3 week subject specific professional experiences, which has to occur at a company. And then that company is gonna be part of a sector. Every company is in a sector of the economy. Okay. And you'll be in a department in that company and you'll have some function. You'll have to do something. So knowing what we know about the activities, can we redefine what is a US profile? Yeah. A profile is a curated and special mix of activities relevant to a subject, okay, and possibly even a specialization within that subject That includes summer schools, research projects, social service projects, academic and non-academic enrichment, internships, and school engagement to showcase selected and strategic attributes of an applicant. Okay, so what do I actually mean by these activities? Like I said, a summer school is literally a structured or specialized program associated with a uni or college, whether international or domestic, which it shows engagement with the subject. That's it. Okay. There's basically three types. There's pre-college. Pre-college tend to be shorter. They're not graded usually, but they are focused on a subject. Ashoka has good pre-college programs. Plaksha has some good ones for science. Okay. Credit-bearing programs. These are terrific. These are for older students. The really good ones, Harvard's SSP, Yale summer session, Johns Hopkins summer term. I've had people do these many times. They're great. And then there's these things called selective specialty programs. There's some fabulous programs. They're pretty much just math and science. These are crazy valuable for an application, like crazy valuable. Okay. So, what to keep in mind when selecting one of these? Well, cost, first off. Some of them are very expensive. Some of them are cheaper. Cheap is good. I don't like doing the ones that are super expensive necessarily. Okay. The mode, there's no difference in terms of admissions value between in-person and online. And in fact, most of our students take online programs. They love it. They get into Ivies if their grades are decent. Perfect. The dates matters a lot. It needs to be in your summer, hence the name summer school. The duration, that's how long it is. Usually you don't want something to be too short. We want some kind of medium length. Okay. And then any specific eligibility criteria. Sometimes there's age restrictions, sometimes there's nationality restrictions, things like that. Okay. So, guys, the best way to zero in on the perfect summer school is to consider the following factors. It fits preferences in terms of dates, cost, and mode. It is of the correct intensity, that is pre-college credit bearing and selective specialty. And it is aligned with your major. And this is really important. This is the most important thing. We can compromise on this. We can compromise on this second one. We cannot compromise on this one. All this means is that if you want to apply for math to Harvard, do a math program. Pretty simple. Now, what is a research project? Well, a research project, like we said before, it's a written academic initiative that explores a social or scientific phenomena. Example of a social phenomena would be like poverty, and a scientific phenomena would be like climate change. Okay? Using academic methods, either quantitative or qualitative, leading to the creation of an academic paper. There's two types. Independent, okay, where you kind of do it yourself, and maybe it's a little shorter, and it's still good. And then mentored. And mentored papers are really valuable, okay, because the mentor can guide you on the specific kinds of methods you use. All right. And if you want to find a mentor, I can tell you exactly how to do that. Now, so what is a research project? I mean, it consists of the following parts. There's an introduction, there's a literature review, there's a methods and data section. Cool. There's an analysis section, there's a conclusion section, and there's a works cited section. All right. That's it. And so then what I would help you do is that I would make sure that we're picking the right topic that links with your intended subject, okay? And you write these in a really nice way, and then you publish them properly. And that's it, okay? Now, social projects are my favorite part. This is the best part, okay? A social project tackles an issue and serves as a platform to highlight your leadership, creativity, and resourcefulness. Beyond the pro-social nature, a project is essential for showing that you understand the impact of social issues. So it's actually not just a charity project. No, no, no. A social project is really about exploring an issue, showing that you care about it, showing that you've made efforts to learn about it, picking a thoughtful way to try to address it, and then doing it. And that's it. Really, that's it. Okay. So it can seem very complicated, but it really comes down to a simple six-part equation. Sorry, it is kind of complicated. You need a partner organization. Well, I think I'll explain this. Okay. You need a partner organization. That's like an NGO or like a CSR department. Anything that can give you advice and give you an LOR. That's a letter of recommendation. It's going to help a target demographic, i.e., a specific group that could be rural, rural girl children. That could be urban male, working age males. Okay. All of these different groups have different needs. All right. And then it has to have some kind of planned engagement. This is like what you do. We have to do something. There's many different things that we can do. All right. There's like 15 or 16 different things. All right. Usually this is about poverty relief, environmental action, community health, or equality and rights. There's got to be some donation. There just has to be. It doesn't have to be money, okay? But donating your time, donating content, donating lesson plans, donating goods, we have to make some kind of difference. We have to do something, all right? Then we got to document it. An accurate website with pictures, can apply for some awards. I love helping people do this. We do it all the time. Now, nearly done. Last bit, second to third to last bit, school engagement. There's three parts of this. Club membership. This just shows interest in a structured investigation of one academic topic, like the Eco Club. Club leadership. This shows organization, communication skill. Club creation, like asking Roshni ma'am, asking your class teacher, putting forth a great, detailed, thoughtful proposal to make something for your batchmates. This shows passion, and this shows leadership, and this shows credibility. Because, if Roshni ma'am is going to give you an approval to start your club, she has to think that you're going to do it correctly. Okay. So be responsible, be timely, be interested in your subject, everything. All right. So it's a very powerful thing. So when linked with the major, significant school engagement shows a consistent interest in your subject. And so this engagement is really quite significant. It just shows leadership. That's the whole point. Now, nearly there. There's academic enrichment. We love academic enrichment. There's usually four different types. Okay. And all of this is on PIPMs. We don't hold anything back. Everything the company has, PIPMs has. And it's exams like Math Olympiad, Science Olympiad. It's competitions. It's not quite an exam. It's different. Yeah. So this is like John Locke essay competition. A competition has a deadline. Okay. An exam, it's just kind of a thing that you do. There's what we call STEP. So these are student enrichment programs. And these are sort of like courses you take. There's like many different kinds. There's some really nice ones. And then there's sort of online courses too. And those are great. Now, so this shows that you've gone above and beyond your standard curriculum and that you've really made every effort to dive into these areas of interest. And this makes a sort of really interesting mix because it means that two different subjects you can start to tell a really interesting story, like taking a math Olympiad and then to boost up a physics profile because physics has a lot of math in it, so it's actually a really nice way to show that these subjects like economics has a lot of math in it. Okay, it's got psychology in it. Economics has sustainability in it. Okay, so If you do competitions in psychology, math, and sustainability, that makes you look like a really powerful economics applicant. Now, non-academic enrichment, nearly done. There's usually two types. Type number one is what I call graduated enrichment. That just means level-based, okay? It means doing things where there's levels. So piano, the max level is Trinity or Rock School or ABRSM, grade 8. Martial arts, the max level is black belt. Foreign language, the max level is B2, depending on the exam body. Okay. Sports, the max level, well, it goes through school, then city, then district, then national, then international level. And then you could say the opposite is discrete or non-level based. And this would be like art or cooking. These are great. Okay, but there's no levels in art. There's no proficiency exams. There's no nothing. Okay. So these are really valuable if you're joining profile building a bit late, if you're thinking how to build your profile later, okay, and maybe you don't have time to get to like piano grade 8, okay, that's okay. We'll just do something that isn't level based and we can make it look super nice, okay? Now, so you'd say officially, technically, non-academic enrichment is kind of a broad category that really relates to sort of ongoing formal activities, okay, generally arts or sports related. Based on the specific parameters, a non-academic enrichment activity has maximum weightage based on its duration and based on its intensity. So if you've done something 2 hours a day every day in high school, that's huge. Okay. Like it doesn't get better than that. It doesn't matter what it is. Okay. Ooh, not video games though. So the longer you've done this activity, the better. And then finally, internships. Like we said, 1 week is good, 2 weeks is better, 3 weeks is longest. Internship has to include people don't really fully, I think, understand this sometimes. When you do an internship, it's going to be at a company, and that company will fall into one of the sectors of the economy. So my company is an education company. Technically, it's a professional services company, but our sector is education. A restaurant would be hospitality. Whatever. A tech company would be technology. You'll almost always be at a department. A specific area of a company you'll be within a specific area of a company. You can't just do an internship unattached. You might go through multiple departments, that's fine, but like you're going to be in a department, all right? So the department that helped me set this up today is my marketing department. Perfect. Okay. And then a function, this is a task you perform, which is basically usually a report that you write. So an internship has these three pieces. So the profile permutations, summer school, 3 types. Research project, 2 types. Mentored, independent. Social project, 4 components. NGO, content, engagement, documentation. School engagement, 3 types. Joining a club, leading a club, starting a club. Academic enrichment, 4 types. Exams, competitions, enrichment programs, online courses. Non-academic enrichment, 2 types. Discrete activities, level-based activities. Internship, 3 components. Sector, function, department. So multiply this together, you get 1,700 different combinations. Do this into the 30 different common intended majors. There's about 30 subjects people can build their profiles in. It gives you 50,000 different profiles. Whoa, that's a lot. Does it work? Yeah, it works. Okay. My results show that it works. Now, so you'd say the perfect profile is detailed, planned, supported, and specific to you. Okay. And so that's where we come in, is helping to find out what's the perfect profile for you. All right. So look, here is our contact information. That is my personal phone number. People message me all the time with questions. I almost always answer. And these are my colleagues, and this is our email, and this is our QR code. If you want to book an appointment, I'll do a consultation with anyone, anyone. Okay.